Shawnee, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to use the Mini Xenon from Natasha Denona. I actually saw a look that someone I follow on Instagram and YouTube did. Her name is Erica Tesla. I don't know if you follow her on either platform, but she's beautiful. She does beautiful looks, and I am always commenting like, oh my god, that's so gorgeous. Like, oh my god, I love that look. So I figured I would take inspiration from her and see what I can create. Now, she did use the Xenon, the midi size in her look, but I didn't get that one because I felt like I didn't really need it. And I do have the mini Xenon. Now, the shades and everything, I feel like they have different undertones, but I think I can get something similar to what she did. So yeah, this is for my weekly video with my good girlfriend Jan Van, where we take inspiration from a picture or a look and we try to adapt it to our own style, skin tone, eye shape, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to start with my Makeup by Mario Eye Prep and Set, and this is in the deep shade. I feel like there's something in my, I have been feeling like there's something in my eye for like days. Well, not days, I'm being dramatic. So I'm gonna go in with this this side first. It has two creams and a powder, and this was my favorite eye primer for like a good year. I still like it, but I started using the Colored Rain ones in the tube, but I still like this Mario one a lot. What was I gonna say? I don't know. So yeah, Erica Tesla and I have different skin tones, different eye shapes, obviously, different, what else? Everything, we're not the same person, so everything's different. But I'm gonna try to see how I can, you know, create the look that fits best for me on my face. Also, I got like barely any sleep this morning. I was, this morning, I was really like activated or triggered. So let me tell you why. Yesterday, well, back up. I was supposed to get dinner with a friend. Now this friend, she and I have been friends for several years now, and we met, I think it was that she contacted me. She's another therapist, and she saw that I have a therapy group for women of color, and so she wanted to refer some folks to my group. And I was like, well, yeah, like I'd totally be up for that, and you know, maybe we can connect so that we each have another referral source. So, you know, networking a bit, and the networking turned into a friendship. So we went out a couple of times to grab dinner, drinks, things like that. Okay, so here is the palette, and I think I'm going to start with this grayish, dark gray matte. I think I'm gonna have to like try to create some kind of crease, like right here, maybe. Okay, so yeah, we would get together, like, just, I adore her. It was just really nice to connect to another Black woman therapist, and I would refer so many people her way because she worked a lot with like LGBTQIA folks of color, and I was like, girl, I have so many referrals for you for people that I can't take. So we like really developed a friendship, but then, you know, the pandemic hit and we weren't hanging out as much, and you know, I had gotten sick and stuff, and I was just like, girl, I can't do it, okay? I'll catch you on the other side. But, you know, we've been in contact, you know, and the other week or so, I was like, we should, you know, get it together and get back together for like drinks or dinner or whatevs. And so we were able to figure out that it would work during the week for both of us. And we figured out a day Like there are some days I'm in DC, some days I'm not. So the day we chose was yesterday, which I wasn't in my office yesterday, but we decided to pick a place that was like in between both of us. So kind of like 30, 45 minutes for each of us. And so we agreed like around 5:30, 5 o'clock, between 5 and like 6, essentially. So I was heading there. I was really excited. And then she called me and she's like, there's so much traffic, which I'm like, yeah, it's like a Friday night, in DC. Like both of those together mean you might as well just walk 20 miles. So I was like, oh, it's all good. Like, cause I was going to get there about 5:30. 5:35, and she was like, I might not get there until like 5:45, and I was like, that's fine, like no big deal. I can just go in and get a table, get a drink or whatevs. And she was like, well, I don't know, I feel so bad, you're already almost there, because I was 5 minutes away, and I was like, it's really no big deal. And I was like, but we could also reschedule. Like I'm not pressed, you know, we have time to hang out another day. So she was like, that would probably work best, because she also had to take her son to get a haircut, and he was in a bad mood. So I was like, let's just go ahead and reschedule for some other time. I think the thing was that she is going out of town like in a couple of days. So we wanted to get together before all of that. Now I'm going to go in with the shimmer. No, I'm not. I think I'm first going to go in with this lighter gray. So yeah, I was like, no big deal. Let's just do it some other time where, you know, you're not like super stressed out and everything. And I honestly was fine, which surprises me because I wasn't like, ugh, I drove all the way out here. You know, like it really was no big deal. I don't know why. I was feeling in a very zen mood, I guess. So she was like, oh, well, let me pay for your dinner if you're gonna go out. Cause I was like, you know, I'm just gonna still go get something to eat, like, since I'm already here in the area. And I figured also I would run into traffic again going back. So I was like, you know, I'll just stay in this area, grab something to eat, chill, and then head back home. And she was like, oh, I feel so bad. Let me pay for your dinner. And I was like, you could just buy me a drink when we actually do hang out. So then, you know, we tentatively set the next time we will get together, which is fine. Like, we'll figure it out. It's no big deal. So I was like, well, I was thinking I'll go to the place we were going to meet. And then I was like, actually, there's a restaurant I used to really love that a friend of mine, we would go after work, sometimes, and like we went there because it was like really good Italian food, but also on the day we would go, I think it was Tuesdays, they had like half price martinis. Child, you'll have to tell us twice. So that place closed down during the pandemic, but I was like, I wonder if it's opened back up. And it hadn't, but I found another location, or I don't know if it's the same restaurant that just moved locations or something, but I found it and it was like 5 miles away. And I was like, that is not bad at all. Let me go ahead and do that. So I'm getting like real excited because I haven't taken myself on a date in a while, like a solo date. I know some people find that like terrifying. Let me know how you feel about it. I personally love taking myself out. I love it. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to go into the shimmer. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna go. And I also felt like this is great because I can tell my friend like, hey, I found another location. And it's like 5 minutes from the one we used to go to, you know? So I was like, all right. And so I was in Silver Spring, which is a pretty good area of Maryland. And I was going to Bethesda, which is also a real, like, even more so a good area of Maryland. So I was like, this will be fine. Let me just go have some fun, order myself some food. I was like, I knew that I was going to get the meatballs and penne, but instead of the marinara sauce, I was going to get the rosé sauce. I was going to get a drink. I was just like, I'm going to take myself out. I'm already here. Going to have a good time. Not going to be all ho-hum, blah, 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 and go back home and be hungry. So the thing about DC and probably every large metropolitan area, well, DC's kind of small actually, but parking. Parking is trash. Like, parking is trash. There's no other way to describe it. So either you can hope and pray for a spot on the street by a meter, or you can pay like $25 to park in a garage. So I drove around several times. Like, I found the restaurant. I drove around several times. There was no parking, okay? No parking. Now, there had been a parking garage. Like, it was sort of like down the street, cross the street, go down like half a block, all right? So I was like, I guess I can park there and just walk up to the, to the restaurant. And I felt like there were enough people out. My phone is ringing, but where is it? Oh, Jesus, it's right in front of me. So I was like, okay, I'll just park there. Finally, I parked in the garage a little further than I expected. And then I was like, cool. You have to like remember your space and all that jazz. And I paid through my little mobile parking app or whatevs. And then I start, oh geez, did I just make that worse? Then I start heading to, walking to the restaurant. Now I had on like this, it's sort of this like brownish kind of maroon one piece like jumpsuit. And then I had on like one of my big sweaters, and then some like sort of like knee-high boots. It was a really cute but like casual outfit and relatively comfortable. And so I start walking to the restaurant. I'm minding my own effing business, and I see up ahead there is a guy using a leaf blower or something. I didn't see any leaves, but he was blowing something kind of like around one of the restaurants, like not a restaurant I was going to, but just like around there. Might as well go in with the foundation stuff. And so as I'm walking, mind you, I'm not saying anything to anybody. I'm minding my actual business, my own business. And as I'm walking towards him, I guess he sees me and he's like, oh, ma'am. And, I'm ignoring him. I'm not even giving him any mind. And he was like, hey, you want to hold this? And he holds up by the, like this, he holds up a dead rat. He's holding it with like a towel, by the tail. And I was like, like I kind of went like that. And he starts laughing. And mind you, I was walking past him, like I wasn't engaging with him. And then he tries to like bump me on the shoulder, like if I'm in on the joke. And I'm just like, so I just kept walking, right? Because I felt so grossed out, so like confused. Like, why is this person talking to me? And who would think that that was funny? You're a grown ass man and you're acting like a child. So, as I continue walking, and he must have realized that he was being a dumbass, and he called out, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, whatever, dude. Like, I was just having no interaction with him. Like, I can't even explain it, y'all. So I go to the restaurant. Like, initially, I was like, I just want to go back home. But I didn't want to walk back by him. I don't know. I was just feeling so many things. And of course I was like, oh, I wish I would have said this, or I wish I would have said that. But you know, not until you're in those moments do you know how you're going to respond or react. So I go to the restaurant and it's packed, as this restaurant always is. So I had been planning to sit at the bar or whatever. Like, I didn't really care. But the bar, like, there was one seat left and it was between all these people. Like, it wasn't even at the end of the bar. I was just like right, like on one side in the middle. And so they were like, oh, you can sit at the bar, or we can, you know, seat you at a table. And I was like, I'll take a table. So get there and like, I'm shaken up. Because that was just like, I was not expecting that to happen. It made me feel like incredibly triggered because of previous interactions I've had with random people on the effing street, random men on the street, really. And so I'm like texting everyone. I'm texting Jessa, Tracy, Erica, Jan, and, you know, G. And so G like FaceTimes me and is like, where are you? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm just, you know, I'm at my table. I'm going to order whatevs. And of course, all my girlfriends were super supportive, and like Erica was ready to fly out here and beat this man up. But then like, it really felt, oh, and I was texting Nikki. It really felt like my night had been kind of ruined. And I know we can all say, hold on, my concealers. We can all say like, don't let that ruin your night or whatever. But it just really upset me because I was just in such a good mood. And I hadn't really been in the greatest of moods over the past week. But I was like in such a good mood, and I was feeling good about taking myself out. Because again, I haven't taken myself out by myself in a while. And this man just felt like it was okay to, I don't know, like it really made me upset. Like, I know I go on lots of rants about different things, but it really does bother me that our society seems to like make it okay for men to just like insert themselves into a woman's life without invitation, you know? Like, I was minding my own business. I know I did not look like I wanted anyone to talk to me, because unfortunately, as a woman navigating the world, like you can't even just like navigate the world and go to dinner by yourself without someone, like without a man just getting in the way of that. Not even physically, but like emotionally. So I have been like super excited to get my food and my drink. And at this point now I'm shaking because of like adrenaline and fear. And, you know, some people might be like, oh, what's that reaction? Why is it so intense? But I have had not good experiences. Okay. So it like really triggered me for a lot of different reasons. And I just felt terrible because I just feel like he ruined my night. He really just ruined my night. Like, I didn't even, like, I got the food I wanted. I didn't even finish it though. Like, I like ate half of it, and they were like, oh, do you want to, you know, take this home? Do you want us to box it up? And I was like, no. Like, I just didn't want anything from the night to, you know, follow me, essentially. And like the food was good. I had a Cosmo. The drink was really good. I had like a brownie and gelato, like half for dessert. So everything was good, and the service was great and all these things. But I feel like I just didn't enjoy it as much. Not even feel. I did not enjoy it as much because of how like before I even got to the restaurant, you know, like I was already just in a bad mood. And I had planned to like stay out a little while, have a good time, you know, just be by myself and enjoy my own company, you know? And instead I just sort of like rushed through my meal and like essentially almost ran back to my car. And I was so at this point like hyper vigilant, wondering if this man is gonna pop out again. And this time I felt like prepared to say something, but it just, now I'm like, I never want to go back to that place, unless someone is with me. And maybe people are going to think, oh, it's not a gender thing. I'm like 100% sure that it is. Because I imagine if I were walking with a man, or if I was a man, this fool would not have popped out talking about, you want to hold this? Like, what the? I don't even understand the logic behind that. I don't understand. Like, what? Who does that? Oh my God. It just, like, I was just, like, taken aback. Like, I think I would have been less taken aback if, like, I don't even know. I'm not even gonna say that. But, like, what? This is what women talk about in terms of, like, just not feeling safe going anywhere by yourself or something. Or just, like, you guys, it just, like, really bothered me. It is really. So, for those of you who saw me posted on my Instagram and you, like, checked in, thank you. I appreciate that. Because it just, like, I think some people might not find it, like, a big deal or whatever. But I think navigating the world as a woman, and, you know, it comes with, like, extra risk. And then I started, like, feeling bad about myself because I was like, oh, was I wearing something that made him think he could, you know, talk to me like that? Like, were my boobs out too much? Which is not, that's not the problem. The problem is this man felt like he had ownership over me enough to approach me and be incredibly, like, disgusting and off-putting. It wasn't anything that I did. I just actually was existing. And I was just, like, so happy. I can't even tell you. I was feeling so good just walking. And then, yeah. So it really just ruined my night. And I hate that it did. I just, like, couldn't get myself really back into the spirit of how I had planned the night to be. And then I was like, oh, I should have just gone home, or I should have just gone to the restaurant that we had planned. But I should be able to go to whatever effing restaurant I want to and not have to worry about, like, stuff like this. And this is not the first time, like, something like this has happened to me. And I'm guessing it's not, you know, I'm guessing other people, you all have had maybe similar experiences. It just makes me so angry. I don't want to go on a rant about gender socialization and stuff like that. But I'm just really tired of people feeling like they own you because you're a woman and that they can do anything they want to. I should be able to go to dinner and not feel like I need a man or something with me to be a bodyguard or an escort. Like, I should be able to just go to dinner. You know what I'm saying? It was not even late, which wouldn't be a reason anyway. It was like 5:30. It was like 5:45. So it's not even, like, late. You know what I mean? And by the time I was leaving, like, there were more people out. It's Friday night, more people out and about. So I felt a lot better walking back to my car, which again was not far. It was like half a block or so. And I didn't see the guy, but I had been prepared. Because, you know, when you're in those situations, like, the whole fight, flight, or freeze, like, one thing I tell a lot of my clients is that you don't get to decide which one you do. Your brain and your body decide. And when we're in those traumatic and scary moments, essentially, like, we're operating, like, the most primal part of our brain is the one that's in charge, right? So all the things that help you make sense of everything, they're just not working. It's like the most primal, primitive part of us that is in control. And that part is just, like, we have to save ourselves. So it's either going to be fight, flight, or freeze, and it decides which one in that moment. So I wish I did fight. You know, I wish I pepper sprayed him or punched him in the nuts, like something, but I just went into almost like flight and freeze in a way, which is probably not, can't really go. But I think I just like froze for a second and then was like, I just have to get out of here. You know what I mean? But it really... It's just, and so then I got home and, you know, I hadn't enjoyed myself in the way I wanted to. So I was then like, I know the kids all the time use the word triggered, but I was honestly triggered. Like I could not go to sleep. I just couldn't. There was no, I was so much on like hyper alert, hyper vigilance mode that I couldn't go to sleep. So I was up until 3:45 this morning, just hanging out by myself, watching TV. It was like, I just hate that. And I'm reminding myself that there was nothing that I did that was wrong or inappropriate or anything. I literally was just existing in my body, walking down the street to go buy myself some food. And I should be able to do that without some jackass. Like, and I just don't, I don't know I guess there is no logic, but I don't even understand. Like, it really, really brought my mood and my night down, and that, I just hated that for myself. So I'm going to, it looks like Erica had on some lashes in her look, so I'm just gonna let this powder, like, sink in or whatever, put some lashes on, and then I'll be right back. So here is the finished look. Yeah, that's it. So make sure you head over to Jan Van's channel to see what she did this week. I don't think I know. And of course, come on back next week and we'll have more looks for you. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for listening to me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.